What's up, you guys? Gonna have to do a sort of nighttime video. I'm gonna finish up tomorrow morning, but I'm gonna get most of it done today. I'm gonna be installing fog lights, kind of like I had on the Gladius, about on the forks or so. The crash bars are on back order or something, so it's gonna be a while for me to get them, and I want to put my lights on already. So I'm just gonna mount them to the forks. So the reason there's a nighttime video is because Amazon just delivered them right now, and I want to put them on. So what I ended up doing was picking up some fork mounts, and I'm gonna mount the lights to that. I already slipped it on to make sure that it would fit on there, so it's gonna be around here. So, oops, there it goes. And then to power the lights, I have a bunch of just cables there, but here's the switch, which I mounted to the handlebar. Just your standard on-off switch. Wired it behind the headlight, and then cut into and also replaced the 12 volt that came with the bike, because who uses this anymore? I went and installed a dual, I don't know if you can see there, dual USB connector. Plugged it in, have the wires running there, over here. So I already have that set up to just plug in, and the original wires that are plugged into the bike are here. So what I'm gonna do is tomorrow, because I need to go get a heat gun, gonna splice this in to here. What I'm gonna do is there we go, here, splice in a quick disconnect to this end. That way I'm just gonna work with the lights, have both lights here, gonna splice those two together, run the main power to the switch, and then constant power to these plugs, tie them all together, and then plug them in, obviously with the other end being this guy, which is going to be the other side of the quick disconnect. So I already started that, but what I'm doing is just going to mount the lights, kind of wire the cables. I have all the stuff to splice and crimp, but and heat shrink, because I don't have my heat gun. So I'm going to go pick one up tomorrow and finish tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and mount the bracket real quick and then show you what it looks like. So that's going to be the approximate location of the lights themselves. I'm not going to finish tightening down the bolts, just because I'm going to make sure that they are positioned correctly. Tomorrow is just going to be all the splicing, connecting the wires, and making sure it works. But it doesn't look bad. I know right now it looks a little offset there. Hold on, let me turn off this. There it goes. Mounts work really well. This clamps down to the fork, and it just extends out. I didn't use the ones that came on the lights themselves, because those are for handlebars or crash mounts or something. So I just used longer screws and just screwed it directly into, you can see it, screwed it into the mount, angled them out. That's what they look like. Okay, so part 2. So today I'm just gonna do what I said was, this is the 12 volt power source it's connected directly already to the battery, and then I'm gonna splice the wires for the USB adapters, and then connecting as well the light switches. But that one has to have a pass through here, which is the switch on the handlebar. So I'm actually going to be using these tubes that have a solder in the middle. So I went to go pick up, and they're like waterproof and heat shrink and everything. So I needed a heat gun, so I went to go pick one up. And I'm going to start doing those, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, about 30 minutes later, finally finished up. So this is what they look like. Everything's heat shrinked. So power from, power to the lights goes to the switch, and then the other end of the switch goes to the power from the 12 volt, and then the 12 volt from the USB charger directly into that one. So they both go into this guy here. Now to test it, I did test that there was power coming out of that 12 volt socket, so it should work. Didn't test it before, so headlights are on. I don't have anything to plug into the USB outlet there, but I should be able to flick the switch and my lights should come on. Yes, success. I don't know if you can see it well there, but they did turn on. It does have 3 modes, so if I turned it, I'll just do one here. If I turned it off, back on, should be low, and then strobe. So they both should be strobing. Cool, now just to clean up the wires. And then zip tie it all behind the headlight housing. So this is the nighttime shots of it, just facing a wall. For now it's just low beam, high beam, and this would be the lights. I sort of have them adjusted. I'll tighten them down right now. That is with the 2 spotlights. That's high, that's the low, and they do have strobe function. But they're definitely pretty bright. I have them pretty much angled right to the side of the main headlight. Let me get off the bike real quick. So, saw in the other videos the LED headlight has been upgraded. Actually, that'll be really hard to focus right now, but yeah, it's terrible. But you can definitely see that. Damn, they probably are too bright, maybe. Yeah, 2 fog lights and the LED headlights.